Everyone, welcome back. Chris McCormick, joined by Blake Smith and Spencer Reynolds here at Fujikura HQ in Carlsbad, California. And today, Spencer's going to walk us through a new exciting product for 2024. I'm hearing we may have new introduction to a new Ventus part?
It is a new Ventus part, and everybody gets excited when there's a new Ventus part. But yes, that's exactly right. I'm going to walk you through kind of where it fits in our lineup, what it's all about. We have some updates to technology. We have some really cool things that we've experienced in testing with both players and Enzo testing, and walk you through all that stuff. And then have you hit some shots with it as well, see what you think. Yeah, it's all good stuff, so let's have fun.
Love that. I'd say before we jump into this, make sure to give us a like, subscribe to the channel. And with that, let's jump in here and hit some shots. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So Spencer, we've got a baseline with the original 2018 offering in VENTUS Blue.
Yes.
Now transitioning into new product. Give us a rundown here. What do we have going on under the hood?
Sure, yeah, you're gonna see some key differences. So a new Ventus part is always exciting for us, as you can imagine, and we hope it's exciting for fitters and consumers as well. We feel like it will be. So the question we're always going to get first, and you're going to get as fitters, is where does this fit in the lineup, right? So Ventus TR is our newest iteration, right? And if you compare that to the original Ventus lineup, in all profiles you see a lower launching, lower spinning counterpart, right? That's not going anywhere. Where this comes into play is this starts to basically be a refresh of the original.
Okay.
And so how do we do that, right? Well, one thing that we learned from original Ventus Blue is that it's a very player-friendly profile. It has a softer handle section, so it's easy to load, and then it maintains stiffness in the midsection, and then very ultra stiff in the tip section for stability at impact. So again, very suited for players that have a smoother, a more deliberate transition. And then we also make, in the original Ventus lineup, we have stiffer handle sections for more aggressive tempos and things like that. What's really under the hood here is what you can't see, but you'll see here on the bottom of the shaft is VeloCore Plus. So what is VeloCore, right? We've talked about it a lot. You guys have talked about it a lot, but just as a refresher, essentially what it is, it's a recipe of materials that creates a very consistent core of the shaft, right? And that's kind of velocity at its core. That's where the whole idea sort of comes from. So we went back to the drawing board, and armed with Enzo analytics and what we know about bend profiles and torque and all these things that we've learned, how can we take all the benefits of original Blue? How can we take that very fitter and player-friendly profile, the smooth feel everyone talks about, the consistency everyone talks about, and how do we kind of take that up a notch? And the answer is we have to kind of retool VeloCore a little bit. Now, I can't give you the entire recipe. I will say that we have integrated some new material. We've changed the layouts of those materials. We've changed the applications of those materials. It was a labor of love. It wasn't easy to do. And what you should expect to see as a fitter really is similar launch and spin as original Ventus Blue, same feel. What we've done is we've ticked up the ball speed just a little bit, and we've tightened it even further. And that's a tough ask, right? But what we find, especially when you're hitting tee shots, is the more we can bring the game in this way, the happier everybody is,
100%.
right? And so that was the goal with this product. It's been years in development, especially in the R&D phase. How do we retool VeloCore? How do we make this better? How do we tweak it? And fortunately and unfortunately, it was not as easy as just adding some more material, right? We had to go back to the drawing board a little bit. How do we lay these materials out? And a lot of player testing as well. So, like Chris said, you've hit some shots with the original Ventus Blue, which is this would be closest to that. And I want you to hit some shots with this one. And I don't want to give you too much information about, that it should do this, it should do that. As fitters, we know that every player is a little bit different. I just kind of want to get your feedback on feel and just kind of overall thoughts on the shaft. So.
Yep, I'll dissect it.
Cool, let's hit some new stuff. That's fun.
So right off the bat, little different with the graphics, but a lot of the same kind of stuff that I'm seeing.
It's familiar yet different, right? So we kept the Ventus stripes that are very popular, very recognizable. We changed the color scheme of the shaft a bit, made it more kind of a bright electric blue, put a cool matte finish on there, update things a little bit, and then you see the new VeloCore Plus logo at the bottom. So easy to differentiate from the original lineup, easy to differentiate from Ventus TR, but we want it to be part of the Ventus family. We want it to look like a Ventus.
All right, let's see here. It's gonna be really hard to get a little bit better than the Ventus because the Ventus has been so good for so long. I'm really excited to hit this thing. Yep, that was smoked.
Pretty good start.
That felt really good. Pulled that one a little bit. Really solid though, they always feel really good. That's staying the course though.
Right. Typical miss for you as a cutter is that kind of left shot that doesn't quite come back?
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely don't want it to keep going left. So that one would be okay with me.
Okay, cool.
Just left side of the fairway.
Yeah, Blake's one of those guys. He just doesn't miss much.
That sounds good.
It's annoying.
I'll take some of that. And that's the shot shape right there, right?
Yeah,
Just a little cut?
That's pretty much stock.
Perfect.
And when I put a little bit more in, felt like it was right in the middle. 120 miles an hour club head speed.
Like
That'll
that?
work. That's what I talk about a lot when I'm fitting people. If you feel like you can go after it and your club head speed starts to go up, then obviously that shaft's gonna fit. That was released more. Yeah, I got the face around a little better there.
That's a big carry number there.
Yeah, that's a lot of yardage.
It's a bomb.
Now with new Ventus Blue,
Yes.
overall profile here, replacing original OG Blue, can we expect this to be kind of that mid-mid in the Ventus family?
It's really going to be more low on the spin side, but definitely mid on the launch profile. And it's going to keep that same bend profile where you see a softer handle section that's easier to load, a stiff mid section, and then an ultra stiff tip section. What we found is it's the perfect marriage, really, when you talk about VeloCore and VeloCore Plus. It's a great marriage of having stability through the whole product, and then really honing in on a ultra stiff tip section for the blues and the black profiles. Red's a little bit softer. We want it to be softer and kick the ball up a little bit more. That's where you kind of make a higher launching part of the family. But the recipe is really the full-length technology that goes into the shaft, and then what that gives us the freedom to do is if we integrate that technology into different profiles, we can just really expect a good baseline of stability, and now we can alter bend profiles to fit different player types. So we can make things that are stiffer in the handle or softer in the tip or whatever it might be, and we know that the guts of the shaft are really going to do its job as far as keeping the ball in play, keeping things in front of us, and then we rely on the fitter to match the right bend profile with that tech in it, and that's where you kind of see the perfect combination of player performance and shaft performance.
So wrapping up that test, we've got OG Blue versus new Ventus part. So taking a look at some of the data here, Spencer, you want to run us through kind of what we're looking at as far as how these products differentiate?
Yeah, kind of what you showed us today is what we've seen in a lot of testing for a long time, which is good. It means we're onto something that we're very happy about. So as I told you, we are looking at just sort of reconfiguring the guts of this shaft and trying to find more ways to get more performance out of VeloCore. And what that means to us is speed and consistency. We look at the overall profile of the shaft, as I told you in the beginning, we want this to be very, very similar to the original Blue. It's the refresh of that. So when you start to look at your data, you see that your launch angles are almost identical, your spin is almost identical, your side angles are the same, but look at the uptick that we see in ball speed.
That's awesome.
Right? So anytime we can squeeze more speed out of the product without sacrificing anything else, I mean, it's a tricky thing to do, but we're really thrilled when we can do it. And at the same time, we're not trying to alter the overall feel. So as fitters, we want you guys to feel confident, say, hey, I'd like to try the original Ventus, try this. It's all the things you expect and a little bit more.
And a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got a premium shaft, right, and the person has paid a good amount of money for the first generation, and then you get to the point where they do it another time because it goes a little bit faster. The third gen comes out, like the new Ventus comes out, and it's like, okay, let's do the testing. Let's use your head. Let's find out what it is. You get more than 2 miles an hour ball speed. That can equate to sometimes 3 to 6 to 8 yards, depending.
Sure.
If you can get that, and at 290 plus yard carry distance, if I can get anything out of it, is just a shaft change. That's really worth it. And if somebody comes to me and they're getting fit and they come in with the original Ventus and then I can put them in the new one and I get maybe 2, 3, 4 miles an hour.
Yep.
And it's just a shaft change. That's the path of least resistance. Some people really like it.
We're learning new stuff in the way that we design shafts every single day. And it's our goal to bring that to market in a very well-packaged and responsible way that fitters and consumers can understand. And we want everyone that plays original Ventus Blue to give this a shot. That's who this is sort of targeted towards, but also players that may not have played Blue in the past, kind of come back around, want to try something new. We've got a little more tech under the hood for them to try. So it's got a lot of wide appeal. We're excited to see it in players' bags. We're excited to see it on the tour. We're excited to see it in fitting bays. Yeah, we're really psyched about it. So glad that you guys could come in and hit it. And super psyched to see the results.
This was a lot of fun. Appreciate you having us.
Anytime. You guys are always welcome.
Yeah.
So big thank you to our friends here at Fuji. We are looking forward to new Ventus part. And when you would like to schedule your next fitting, make sure to come visit us at TrueSpec. Give us a like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.